TCU quarterback Max Duggan could just be staying in Texas. Mike McCarthy raving about the quarterback. He told reporters, quote, "I just love the way he plays. In the games I saw, you're never out of the game with Max. I think that's a huge characteristic as a quarterback that you have to have in this league. You have to win those games. You see it every year in the playoffs."
Yeah.
Strong praise from Mike McCarthy. Shannon, what do you make of it?
Man, if they played as well as they talk, they would be 10 times champ. Because all they do, we flip the switch, can't nobody see us. And I don't know what he's talking about. Hey, he's never out of the game. Well, I was talking to Ash last night. She said, "Well, I felt we was out of the game very early, on against Georgia."
Yeah, that's true.
65-7.
And she went to TCU.
She went to TCU. Skip. Dak was like, "Hold on, wait a minute."
Dak's got to be saying, "Wait a minute."
You just told me he couldn't say, well, Dak's part of the blame because Dak's on the roster still. Yet you out here gushing about another quarterback and Dak is still on your roster.
Yep.
First of all, you know good, Skip, when teams are going to select a player, they're going to keep it tight-lipped. We don't want anybody else to think that we think this highly of this kid. That's what they do. All of a sudden, but not the Cowboys. Oh, man, we love Max Duggan. Woo, man, he's never out of the game. He's hard-nosed. And you're never out of the game, and you got to win those type of games. Dak, he talking about you. The playoff game that you're supposed to be winning, that he said Max Duggan be winning. You not winning those. Why y'all talk so much?
Because Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones have to continually tell you how smart they are instead of just showing you how smart they are. Because to your point, this is the time of year when teams start to smoke screen other teams.
Yes.
They start sending false messages. They start telegraphing the wrong information to other teams. I can tell you right now, he's speaking from the heart. He's just blurting out exactly what he believes. They have fallen in love with Max Duggan. They are telegraphing every team. If we have a shot, heck, they might even, he's projected like third or fourth round, but they might sit there in the second round.
Second round.
But let's just say, for the sake of argument, that some other team that desperately needs a quarterback has locked in on Max Duggan. They're not telling a soul about it because they want to be able to snatch him. Right? So if they're sitting there in the second, or let's say the third round, and they know that Dallas is sitting on Max Duggan, they're going to say, we better take him now, right? So if you are locked in on Max Duggan, you're sending the wrong message out because somebody's going to snatch him right out from under you.
I don't believe that's Cowboys. They just talking, Skip. They're not going to take no Max Duggan. I mean, Jerry did say at the Senior Bowl practice that
he loved him. Oh, he gushed about it. No,
he was the most impressive of the quarterbacks that were at the Senior Bowl.
There, I got it. Look, I watched a lot of Max Duggan this year, and he will fight you to the death.
Yeah.
That's what he is made of. That's a little bit of a scary factor for the next level because that indicates overachievement, right?
Right.
I'm going to remind everybody, and Ash knows this very well, he lost his job in summer camp. Going into game one, he was second. He'd fallen to second string. They had a new coaching staff, and he wasn't going to be the starter, and then the starter got hurt. Well, are you sure, Mike, about this?
Yeah.
Because once he got to the Georgia, not against Michigan, but against Georgia, now you're stepping up in class against a defense that is loaded, right? Loaded. They're going to be another. They had about 10 drafted off the defense last year.
They had a linebacker that just ran 4.39 and jumped out of the building.
Okay, but that's what they are, the pipeline to the National Football League, especially on the defensive side. And so he looked like he was overmatched and overwhelmed.
Yes.
Are you sure, Mike?
Yeah.
Or should you just please drop the mic?
But they just talk about flipping the switch, and every time this team reminds me of those '90s Cowboys. No, they don't. No, you don't. You don't. Stop saying that, Jerry. Just because you say that, that doesn't mean it's true. That doesn't mean that you're going to accomplish what those teams did. They just talk. I mean, look, Jerry has found a way. Jerry has convinced those Cowboys faithful that every year, Skip, you hear them, this is going to be our year. I bet we beat these. We're going to win the division. We're going to. No, y'all not.
Yeah, well, the classic quote that you brought up was 3 days ago from Stephen Jones when he said, he's this, Dak is this, and this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's lost some big playoff games, but, well, no, there's no but. That's it. That's all you need to know. Oh, he's lost a bunch of key playoff games. Oh, okay.
But that's what you want your quarterback to win those. That's how you judge him. Mm-hmm. How did he do in those big moments in those games? And more times than not, he's come up small.
That is correct. Okay? So is Max Duggan the answer?
No.
I'm still a Cooper Rush fan. Let's see. Cooper Rush is about to hit the market. We're going to see what's going to happen.
When did Fred start? Next week or week after?
Isn't it soon? Mm-hmm. It's like now, right around the corner.
Yeah,
it's next week,
I think it's next week.
Yeah, okay. Well, here we go.
You think Cooper Rush going to be gone?
Well, I know he's going to be gone. I think somebody might snatch him up as their starting quarterback. So is Max Duggan better than Cooper Rush?
Well, I sure hope they're on the Broncos schedule.
Yeah, okay. Well, all he did was win 4 out of 5 games.
Stop it.
Yeah. All he did is throw a party on the Bengals.
Yeah, you wanted him to replace Dak.
Well, I would have taken him at San Francisco, and we would have won that game. Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
We'll see if Max can help
20.
himself out at the Combine and at Pro Day. Time will tell. All right, gentlemen, back to the association when we return. You think the Nuggets can hold on to that league best home record tonight? Mm-hmm. Let's debate up next on Undisputed. How he views offensive play calling differently than his former offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore. McCarthy says, quote, I've been where Kellen's been. Kellen wants to light the scoreboard up, but I want him to run the damn ball so I can rest my defense. I think when you're a coordinator, you're in charge of the offense. Being a head coach and being a play caller, you're a little more in tune. All right, Shannon, do you like or do you have a problem with what McCarthy said?
I got a problem, and McCarthy is full of ish. Because here's the thing, Skip, in the lone Super Bowl in 2010, they were 24th in the league in rushing. They was 5th in passing. Well, so I thought you liked to run the ball. That ain't how you won your Super Bowl. You look at the Cowboys defense and look where they were ranked. In sacks, pressures, and things of that nature. Points allowed. That's not a defense that wasn't rested. At some point in time, Skip, we've done everything we possibly can. We don't blame so many people. At some point in time, just look to your right. That's you. That's you. His defense, Skip, they gave up 19 points on the road. At some point in time, your quarterback missed 5 games, Mike McCarthy, and he tied for the league in interceptions with 15. Now, what do you think, Skip? What's the over and under? If he starts all 5 of those games, he leaves the NFL. He has that title all by himself. I'm going to go over. Whatever you think the touchdown interception, whatever. So he missed 5 games, so that's 12 games. So he had 15 interceptions. So he's going to be damn near close to 20 interceptions if he plays all 17 games. 3 pick sixes. And he gonna blame Skip. They blame Kellen Moore. Can you believe they did Kellen Moore like that? I would just have said, you know what, hey, Kellen. I want to thank Kellen for he did an unbelievable job. Look at where the offense ranked, and Kellen Moore was calling plays, points. Skip, the Cowboys were 6th in rushing attempts, but ranked 18th in yards per carry. That ain't Kellen Moore's fault. It's not like he's not running the ball. It's not his fault that you got a Clydesdale that you think is a thoroughbred or a quarter horse still running the football in Zeke.
Thank you.
I tried to tell you that, Skip. I said, Skip, you told me he gonna have a bounce. He gonna bounce back. I said, Skip, you've been around the game too long. You know when running backs go this way, they don't spring back up. Skip, I can't believe Mike McCarthy take a shot at this man like this here. That's a shot. He's basically saying the reason why we haven't been as successful is because Kellen Moore is throwing the ball too much. And he refuse to put any blame on Dak Prescott.
Well, because he's still his quarterback. Okay, I'm going to say this one more time about Mike McCarthy. Please drop the Mike McCarthy. Please quit talking Mike McCarthy.
He can't help himself, Skip.
He can't help himself because he constantly has to tell you how smart he is, or at least was in Green Bay. And I believe he's a fraudulent head coach who is nothing but a product of Brett Favre and then Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And it fell apart the last 3 years he was in Green Bay. And Jerry Jones said, yeah, but he's got a Super Bowl ring, so I need a made man. And I stood up on the top of this table and applauded. At least we got a coach who's been there and done that. Unfortunately, it was 12 years ago.
Right.
And unfortunately, it was mostly because of Aaron Rodgers, not because of Mike McCarthy. He had the audacity to go back to Green Bay this year for that regular season game and parade out onto the field 2 hours before the game wearing a Vince Lombardi coach.
You saw that too?
You know, the long coat.
The camel.
Yeah.
It was camel.
The camel. It's Vince Lombardi Memorial.
Yes.
As in, I'm Vince Lombardi, and I have returned to my old stomping grounds. No, you haven't. And your team, unfortunately, blew a 28-14 lead in the fourth quarter, and you lost in overtime. Okay. Why in the world would you need to take shots at Kellen Moore? Would you continue to demonize and vilify Kellen Moore after you won the power struggle with him? You won.
Yes.
You got him out of there. You got him fired.
Yeah.
Basically, they fired him.
They did.
And the Chargers said, thank